What's up, Bruins fans? I'm here to give you the latest info on your beloved Boston Bruins. Today's video, I'm going to talk about the Boston Bruins re-signing a defender, a former Bruin is now a Maple Leaf, and Elliot Freidman thinks Elias Lindholm might be a Boston Bruin soon. I'm going to start the video with the Boston Bruins have re-signed Ian Mitchel. You may recall that Mitchell was one of the players that the Bruins got from Chicago in the Taylor Hall deal, which the Bruins made to free up some cap space. I still think it was so they could re-sign Tyler Bertuzzi, which ended up not happening, and then the Bruins used the money to sign JVR, Shattenkirk, and Lucic. NHL.com said Boston Bruins general manager Don Sweeney announced today, June 23rd, that the team has signed defenseman Ian Mitchell to a one-year, two-way contract extension through 2024-25 season with a cap hit of $775,000. Mitchell, 25, appeared in 13 games with Boston in 23-24, recording 2 assists with a +6 rating. The 6-foot, 192-pound blue liner has skated in 95 career NHL games with Boston and Chicago, totaling 4 goals and 14 assists for 18 points. Mitchell has also played in 42 games with Providence during the 23-24 season, tallying 6 goals and 18 assists for 24 points with a +10 rating. The St. Albert, Alberta native was originally selected by Chicago in the second round, 57th overall of the 2017 NHL entry draft. Mitchell is a serviceable defenseman and has been given a two-way deal. It has zero implications on the Bruins' current roster or future plans. I think it really doesn't affect their current Boston Bruins roster because I do think Mitchell's just going to be playing in Providence. If you think differently, though, let me know in the comments. Our next story is fan favorite Marc Savard is now a member of the Toronto Maple Leafs coaching staff as their assistant coach. It was rumored for weeks now after Marc and Calgary parted ways short after Berube was announced as the Toronto Maple Leafs head coach. According to NHL.com, the Toronto Maple Leafs have announced today that Marc Savard has been hired as the assistant coach. The hiring completes the head coach Berube's staff for the upcoming season, which includes Lane Lambert, assistant Mike Van Ryan, goaltending coach Curtis Stafford, and the video coaches Jordan Bean and Sam Kim. Savard joins the Maple Leafs after serving as an assistant coach with the Calgary Flames last season, following 2 seasons as head coach of the Ontario Hockey League Windsor Spitfires. During his 2 seasons in 21-22 and 22-23 in Windsor, Savard guided the Spitfires to a record 88, 35, 8-5, and an appearance in the OHL Finals in 2022. The Ottawa native began his coaching career with the St. Louis Blues in 2019-20 before beginning his tenure in Windsor. As a player, though, Savard suited up in 807 regular season games in 25 playoff contests with the New York Rangers, Calgary Flames, Atlanta Thrashers, and Boston Bruins, collecting 706 points, 207 goals, 499 assists. He made 2 All-Star Game appearances in 08 and 09 and captured 1 Stanley Cup championship with the Boston Bruins in 2011. Savard was drafted by the Rangers in the 4th round, 91st overall, in the 1995 NHL entry draft. Savard was one of my favorite Bruins when he was on the team, and it's so hard for me to cheer for him as a Leaf, but I'm happy he's still in the game. He will always be a Bruin to me, and it's a shame his career was cut short by a dirty hit in 2011. Best of luck in Toronto, Savvy, but I hope the Bruins beat you every time. Our last story took me some digging because Elliot Freidman made an appearance on Bob Stafford's podcast last week on the day of Game 6 and mentioned the Bruins in connection with Elias Lindholm. Here's the clip.
Lindholm on his way out of there?
Yeah, Lindholm, I turned down 7x7. I lean Boston for Lindholm. They've had their eye on him for a long time.
And he's been a killer. Him and Backlund have played very well against the Oilers in the course of their NHL careers.
Yeah.
Freidman isn't known for just throwing names out there of players connected to teams for no reason whatsoever. When he says something, it means it's true. That is the reason I'm talking about him connecting Lindholm to Boston seriously. The draft is Friday, and I expect a ton of chatter and movement. Lindholm was offered a 7x7 deal from Vancouver and turned it down, so he's going to be asking for more. Bench Rates has his value at 7.6 based on their power score system. Say the Bruins could get him at 7.5, and Swayman most likely is going to be like 8. The Bruins have around $5.5 million left in cap space to re-sign players and look at other free agents. I know the Bruins' biggest need is at center, but I'm weary giving Lindholm the term at 29 years old. That would put him at 36 at the end of the deal, and if it wasn't for his playoff performance, I would say it's a huge risk and an overpay. Lindholm played fantastic for Vancouver in the playoffs and was one of their best players, playing in every situation. He is a two-way center that seems to fit the Bruins system. You look at how he plays the game and you think, man, he could be a Boston Bruin. Maybe he turned down the deal with Vancouver because he was looking for more ice time, because Vancouver had him on the 3rd line. And with players of his ilk, that can be frustrating and they want to get ice time. So maybe he could take 7x7 and come to Boston. I'm just saying maybe. I honestly don't know at this point, We're going to find out more when free agent season opens, and we're probably going to hear more at the draft. But Freidman saying Lindholm, Boston Bruins, makes me think that Boston's probably a front runner. As I've said before, the Boston Bruins tried to trade for him twice last year. Once before the trade deadline, and then once at the trade deadline because Vancouver had some buyer's remorse. We're going to find out soon what the new Boston Bruins roster is going to look like for next year, but I can assure you this, it's going to look a lot different. To stay up to date in all the news surrounding the Boston Bruins, please subscribe and drop me a like. If the news breaks on any trades or anything to happen to do with the Boston Bruins, be sure to check out the channel as I will have a full breakdown of all of it. See you next time.